In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can transition online using LinkedIn to get fitness clients. So if you're a personal trainer who is looking to transition online, or you are an online fitness coach who is already online and you are not using LinkedIn, we're going to go through how you can optimize the LinkedIn profile to attract the right types of buyers. And the reason I talk about this is because a lot of people do this the wrong way. And just marketing your services and DMing people isn't enough. It has to be a little more strategic than that. So let's dive into it. So one of the key distinctions from someone who's going to get clients on more the consulting model, so more like coaching consulting than virtual training, is how your client perceives you and your service. So they need to understand the perceived value of what you offer, and it has to be greater than what you're charging for you to charge a premium price and for them to understand why it's valuable for what they're actually getting. And what I see is a lot of trainers, they will do a lot of like workouts, right? So they'll start to essentially post a lot of what they're doing in person as they get on their social media. And so whether they're on LinkedIn, whether they're on Facebook or Instagram, they'll just start to post their clients training in the gym with them, because it shows they have clients and it gives them kind of a sense of busyness, right? You think that's what another client would want. But what if that client doesn't want to train in person and you are communicating to them that that is what you do? And what you want is you want an online client. You kind of see where I'm going with this? So I want you to start thinking about this as a problem, because imagine as a personal trainer, let's say 80% of your clients are not ideal. Maybe some of them aren't motivated, they're looking for a lot of hand-holding, they only show up for the accountability, they look the same for years, and that's not really your fault. It's kind of whatever's been available to you, right? So if you're in a gym, I don't care if it's a high-end gym or a normal gym, you're gonna have a mixture of different people. Some people who are very motivated, who just come in there, clock in, do exactly what you say, they follow the nutrition, right? And you have some people who are literally there because they like you, they have a relationship with you, and that's cool. But if you wanna start to transition online, your business can't be about the relationship only. It has to be about a result and an outcome, okay? So I wanna talk about why this happens and how to fix it. So when you're thinking about in-person clients, or even more of a low-ticket client, they share a lot of common traits. And one of them is they wanna be held accountable in person. They wanna see you, they wanna know you're there. And I'm fine with this because, if you're in person, that's kind of what you're doing anyway. And it doesn't matter if they're paying you well, right? But when you want to start getting out of the time for money model and like the hours per dollars model, you have to realize at some point that you can't only run your business for the relationship and the hours you spend. And so if the clients you serve are not there for the results and only for the connection and the personality, then you're going to start really running into people who are going to drain you, right? It's going to make it difficult for you to be more of a leader in what you do. Right? Because really, at the end of the day, if you're a coach, you're a leader, and you're good at getting results in specific areas, and you're probably really good in certain areas, depending on the client you attract. But here's where it goes wrong. In person, whatever's available to you is what you start to believe you can get, right? And so you're thinking, oh, well, 80% of my clients are these kind of clients, and then maybe there's that 20%, like the business owner, they're really busy, they come and they do the workouts, they get results, and then they travel, randomly, right? And you probably want more of those clients. But because you don't have many of them, you think the norm or the majority of clients are the low-ticket clients or the ones who are there for the accountability. When in reality, it's actually just probably your local area. And you just don't know how to attract the clients that you want most. Are you guys following me? So the reason I bring this up is because you should never have to prove yourself or find clients who are just there for the relationship and the emotion and the connection. You should find clients who are there because you can help deliver an outcome. And once you start to shift towards an outcome, you start to attract people who are not looking to control your time. They just want to make sure the knowledge they're receiving is ideal for the outcomes they're trying to achieve, right? That's what a consultant does. So imagine someone comes into your business and you're a business owner, and they can provide a result that you want in 2 days, and somebody else can provide the same result in 2 weeks. Why would you pick the person who could do it in 2 weeks, right? Because it's the knowledge that matters, not the time, right? So same thing goes for results with clients. And so let's kind of talk about the solution. How do you start to attract this person without just, posting show the selfies or doing a lot of the weird marketing you see online and in a way that feels like your values are being aligned with your messaging, right? So first thing you need to do is you need to get clear and specific on one client, right? It's scary for some people, and people are like, oh, that's narrowing down my focus. I do so many things. Yeah, you do. But wouldn't it be nice to get paid for one thing you do, the same amount you get paid for doing 5 different things, right? How cool would it be to get paid because you're the best in one area and everyone comes to you, right? So imagine, let's use an example. Let's say you have a surgeon, right? That's a general surgeon who does, general surgery. And then you have a neurosurgeon, right? Now you have a neurosurgeon. Does a neurosurgeon get paid less than a general surgeon? No. Why? Because there's a specific problem and they're the best at it. And think about this, they charge more, and let's say thousands of people with brain problems go to them every year. Now, let's go another level. Let's go to a pediatric neurosurgeon. They are helping an even smaller amount, and they're in greater demand because there's only a certain amount of people, or let's say kids, who have brain problems, right? So the more specific you get, you're narrowing it down. And you might think, oh, well, I need everyone to buy from me, but ask yourself an honest question. Do you really need more than 1,000 people to buy from you in even a year? Probably not. So if there are 1,000 people who can buy from you and you're able to communicate a message that works, that is more about getting one outcome, you're probably gonna be better off, which is what we found in our process. And so let's kind of talk about what a premium client looks like and what it looks like to solve a problem for one person who has specific lifestyle challenges who wants one key outcome, okay? So this is how you do it, and I'll kind of get into their psychographics, which is like personality traits, what they value, et cetera. So driven and competitive. Most of the most ideal clients, they want an advantage of being fit and healthy because it gives them the edge of performance, right? So the clients that you're gonna want that will do the work without hesitation, there's something in their life that's tied to them being fit. And it's not just to feel better, right? So a lot of times when we want to do something and perform, we have to feel better and have more energy, right? And so the kind of clients you want are gonna have more of that drive and ambition towards becoming their best selves, because that is what the rest of their goals kind of hinge on to happen, right? And so these people really already believe in the value of investing in themselves. They've hired coaches in the past. They're pretty much only looking for fitness being like that last 10% they need to be the best in all areas of their life. They're not looking for learning how to set goals like other clients. Like when you're teaching somebody how to set a goal and follow through with it, it's somebody that isn't really motivated to do it in the first place. They don't have to do it. Their life isn't really based off of that. And so when you are recognizing this kind of ideal client on LinkedIn, they're gonna have specific goals related to performance and work. They're going to be looking for the right solution based on value and you understanding their lifestyle and who they are as a person. And they're not gonna wanna spend more time talking to you on the phone. They're going to understand that you have the expertise and guidance to build out a roadmap for them to follow that is specific to them. And that's where the value lies, not in holding you to the sessions you have. And think about it, in person, when somebody shows up for an in-person training session, they're kind of let off the hook for just showing up for the session itself, regardless of the outcome. Versus with coaching, when you have a specific result you're moving towards, you're able to set key milestones to that goal, and that's where they're coming to you. So they're gonna be a lot more focused on the outcome, which is just a better relationship. Whereas, in person, there's nothing wrong with it. It definitely changes people's lives. But the way that people see the value is you showed up, they showed up, they're good. They feel like they got their session in. But the clients you want are the ones who have specific goals and outcomes they're looking to achieve. And so it's more about the transformation. And so it empowers them to make decisions about the transformation, not about saying, hey, I showed up 3 times this week, and they give themselves a pat on the back. Because if you know anything about people who perform, they want to have KPIs, they want to have metrics, and that's what they're motivated by, not by just showing up and going through the motions. And so at the end of the day, the right person believes in investing before you even bring it up. And so you're not having to sell them the value of that. And they're already willing to pay a premium because they know you get what you pay for. And so this is kind of the distinction. You want to get away from people who are looking for discounts, who don't want to commit long-term, who are really not even sure what their goals are, but they're willing to show up and train with you. You want the person who's a lot clear on the specifics of what they want, and you are the guide. And really this means you've got to understand what they've tried in the past and truly figure out how that is going to benefit them based on what they've already tried, and that makes your solution a lot more ideal and specific. So I hope this helped. I think it's just really important because I see a lot of CEUs, a lot of personal training certifications. They sell you all these things like injury prevention, this and that. And what's interesting is these are all different markets. Nobody ever said you have to work with people with injuries or you have to work with people in nutrition. There are different markets for different modalities, right? And if you're already good at one thing, it's more important to learn how to attract the right client. Let's use dating and relations, for example. If you love to train and go to the gym, you would never find somebody who hated going to the gym and training and try to motivate them to do it. Wouldn't you just find somebody who already loves going to the gym and they're similar to you and your lives are more in sync? That's kind of how it is finding an ideal client. If you have a service you provide and you're the best at, let's say, flexible dieting for business owners who are traveling, then look for business owners who need help with nutrition and know where they are, right? So all this to say, when you're optimizing your LinkedIn profile, start thinking about who you're speaking to, what problem you solve, and why your methodology is the best for that. I hope this helped. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you like this, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.